right, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to DuePoint. Good afternoon to everyone around the country on our live stream. My name is Rob van der Bijl. I'm one of the executives here at DuePoint. Who's got flu? Just one of you. It seems like everyone's got flu at the moment, except for me. So I'm a bit worried. I don't want to get flu, but I hope you all get better. So welcome to our intro presentation. I'm going to spend about 35 minutes with you as we go through what is really a business proposal. It is an invitation to a partnership here at DuePoint for you to come join us here. If you have any questions, reserve those until after the presentation. I'm sure you're being hosted by someone. Someone's introduced you to this business. You can speak to them once the presentation's finished. So let's begin. As you can see, we're a division of another company called Constantia Insurance Company Limited. We are a registered insurance company. We have been in operation successfully since 1952. So we're a very old business. I'll touch on Constantia a little bit more towards the end of the presentation, but DuePoint was formed just more than 3 years ago. February 2016, we launched this business when a number of aspirations and considerations came together, and we're going to go through this because this will give you context to the necessity of our business. So one of the biggest aspirations we had was to have social impact. Positive social impact in the country that we work in. And so from your point of view, what is the greatest impact you hope this business can have on your life? Why are you here today? Why are you watching us from wherever you are in South Africa? There's one reason. Moolah, I like that word. Right? It's money. But this is born out of necessity because if we had the choice, we wouldn't want to do something extra to look for money. If our jobs paid us what we wanted, if we got an increase every year that was greater than inflation, then we wouldn't be in the circumstance that we find ourselves in. And so what we've done is we've created a business that mitigates the issues from an economic point of view. And we've created this opportunity of social entrepreneurship. This is the partnership that I'm going to invite you into. It is an entrepreneurial business that you get to enter into. And so with that comes a lot of accountability. And our mandate becomes to create better channels of distribution for our business. And so what we want you to do is help us grow what we call channels of distribution. And so what you do in this business is you go out and tell other people about DuePoint. The same way you were introduced to DuePoint, you're going to go out and do the same thing. And if you're able to connect people successfully to our business, you build what we call a channel of distribution, right? And if you can build this channel of distribution, these are the benefits in store for you in the DuePoint system. Number one, you get to create additional income for yourself, right? That's the primary reason why you're here. But the nature of the income is very important to understand because there are the majority of businesses do not create what we call recurring income. Your salaried job is not a form of recurring income. It is activity-based income. And most businesses produce income only when they're working. Right? I've been involved in ad agencies. I ran my own agency for about 15 years. If we weren't working, we didn't produce anything, or at least no income. And we started at zero at the end of every single month. We had to start from zero at the end of every single month. And so we had monthly targets. And we had to hit those monthly targets. Otherwise, we were in trouble. We had to exceed those monthly targets. And then, at the end of the month, start at zero again. And we'd do it all over again. I did this for 15 years. And then also, people take leave. Everyone wants to take leave in December. And so we had to make sure that we had enough money in the bank to be able to run the business and pay salaries over December because no one was working and no one was producing income. When you get involved in a business that creates recurring income, we don't have any of those problems. We don't have any of those problems. And you get to share in the benefit of what insurance companies create. We call it a book value. I can tell you now how much money we very accurately are going to be producing next month. Why? Because we have a book value. The book value doesn't disappear. It's an asset that pays us out income. And you get to build that here at DuePoint. It doesn't care where you get sick. It doesn't matter if you get retired. It doesn't matter if you're retrenched. DuePoint still pays you. Even if you disappear for 3 months, DuePoint will still pay you every single month. Because we don't pay for activity. We pay you for the channel of distribution that you build. You have the opportunity to also go out and build a team around you to help you build your channel of distribution faster and greater And so your income can increase exponentially in this business. I was looking at one of our big rank 9s. He's earning a lot of money every single month. Since the beginning of the year, he's given himself a 5% increase every month. Every month. Who's gotten a 5% increase every year from their employers for the last 7 years? That's once a year. It sounds pitiful almost, right? You go 5% a year. I'm not even getting that. We're going to talk about why we're still working for other people. Our business is very flexible. We've invested a lot of money into technology. As you can see, the camera pointing to me above you on the ceiling is broadcasting to the entire country. We're broadcasting this presentation live 5 times a week to the entire South Africa. You have an app that runs on your phone once you join DuePoint that allows you to build a channel of distribution anywhere in the country at any time of the day. Technology is a wonderful thing, right? Use it to your advantage because it makes life so much easier. There's no startup capital. We've designed this business to be accessible. So even when we look at our products a bit later, you will see that we've tried to make DuePoint accessible to everybody. To everybody. We don't have qualifications or experience requirements. There's no starter fees. There's no registration fees. There's no starter kits. There's no boxes of product that anyone's buying today. We've designed this opportunity to have a very low barrier to entry so that you're free, you're at liberty to do this business without any fear of having to risk something. Right? Many business opportunities will say to you, oh, you've got to buy this box of product. Right? That's risk, because now you've got to take that product home with you. You've got to try to sell it before you retire. If you want to buy into a franchise has got a lot of costs. I was speaking to people about the KFC franchise. My wife's cousin works for KFC. Franchise is what, 5, 6, 7 million for a franchise? That's just your upfront costs. That's before you're even operating. Right? And then you've got to pay KFC a royalty every single month on that. And so every opportunity is typically fraught with risk. And so what we were very clever in designing this opportunity to have no risk in it at all. To build an asset. So for me, this is probably the most important benefit. You build an asset. Your channel of distribution here at DuePoint is treated as an asset that you have ownership over. You have ownership over it. Does anyone have shares in the businesses they work for? Do you get a dividend check every quarter from your company? When the business does well, do they put your salary up? No, we never get to share in the upside of the companies we work for. But we're forced to experience the downside of businesses, right? So if the business suffers, they're very happy to retrench. If the business is suffering, they're very happy not to give us an increase. They say, oh, look at the economy. Sorry, we can't give you an increase. Everybody's struggling, right? And so we're forced to experience the downside. And that's why it's so important to start focusing and investing time into building an asset that you have ownership over. Because that's where you take control of income, and that's where wealth resides. Because here at DuePoint, you can build this asset to be bigger every single month. You don't start at zero. It doesn't retire you. It doesn't retrench you. If you get sick, it doesn't tell you you only have 9 sick days and then it stops paying you. We've got wealth engineers that spent a year in the business and then disappeared. We're still paying them today, 2 years later. Why? Because the asset is what's paying you out, not your activity. We need to start investing time in our lives towards building assets that we have ownership over. Right? And then finally, there's absolutely no selling involved. We're not going to be asking you to sell anything. Like I said, there's no boxes of product you're going home with. We exclude you from the selling process. That's my job. My job is to tell you about the products here at DuePoint, right? Our website's got all the information about products. You never have to worry about products, ever. No stock and distribution issues. We make this business extremely convenient to conduct. But your success is predicated on your ability to build a channel of distribution. So I'm going to show you what a channel looks like. It begins with you. You become a wealth engineer, a product owner, and now you go out and tell people. In this example, we've got 5 people that have connected to DuePoint because of your efforts. 4 of them went out and started connecting other people. This is where the power duplication happens. This is where your team of 4 people are helping you duplicate your channel. Right? An effective, resourceful team will build a channel much faster than you can on your own. And so over time, this is what your channel could look like. Every single dot represents a person with a product that earns you money every single month. This is the asset that you build. This is something that you can grow every single day. This can get bigger every single day. And that's why one of our big wealth engineers has given himself a 5% increase every month. Because his channel's just growing every single month, right? So this is what a channel of distribution looks like. This is what you own. This is the asset. This is what pays you out a return every single month. How do we calculate the return that we pay our wealth engineers every single month? It's based on a return base fee of, or should I say, a return of 27.50 Rand for every product in your qualified channel. Remember the first 5 people that you introduced to DuePoint in our little example? We call that your first point. Anyone that you connect to DuePoint always falls on your first point. On your first point, we actually pay you double 27.50 Rand. So you're earning 55 Rand for every product on your first point. So if you had 10 people, if you connected 10 people this week, how much are you earning at the end of the month? 550 Rand a month, right? That's 6,000 Rand in annuity income. Because we don't pay you. You don't reset yourself to zero at the end of the month. You don't have to go out and sell product again at the end of the month. That is the asset that you start building. It's 550 every single month. Right? When those people go out and connect more people, we call that your second point. And again, you can see on your second point, you earn 55 Rand again. So if you had 100 people on your first and second point, how much are you earning every month? 5,500 a month. 60,000 Rand a year you've generated for yourself. You go out and you keep pushing. Your channel will keep growing, and as that product gets further away from you, the multiplier drops. By 0.8, all the way out here, you're earning 4% of the 27.50 Rand, but we don't stop you at 0.8. You can grow your channel beyond 0.8. We will carry on paying you for as big as your qualified channel is. There's no limitation to how much money you can earn at DuePoint. Think about that for a second. There's no limitation to how big your channel can get and how much money you can earn at DuePoint. I want you to make a long-term commitment to this business. Now you know, well, DuePoint never limits me. My channel can keep growing, keep growing. Now maybe you're closer to making a long-term commitment to our business, right? That's what we want out of the business. People still want to understand, well, how much money can I make? How quickly can I make it? How much effort is required? So we've built this projection over the next 5 years. It's a 5-year journey with DuePoint based on your ability to connect only 2 people a month. So here we've gone, okay, let's take an easy example. If someone can connect 2 new people into their first point every single month, what will their 5-year journey look like? At 6 months, you'll be earning about 2,500 Rand a month. Now, one of the big lessons, one of the paradigm shifts that we want to achieve at DuePoint, because our business is about wealth creation, it's not about income generation. It's about wealth creation. Who would like to become wealthy in this lifetime? What does that mean to you, wealthy? If I say to you, do you want to be wealthy? You say, yes, I want to be wealthy. You're probably thinking expensive shoes, a nice car, and a nice house, right? But for me, I understand wealth as the ability of spending less to get there, right? To get to wealth. That's what I'm interested in. The journey there is about getting rid of your debt as quickly as possible. The process leads to becoming wealthy. Right? And so this journey is a journey to wealth. You can decide where on this journey you think you become wealthy. But at 2,500 Rand, you're not wealthy yet. So how can we work the 2,500 Rand to become wealthier? You've got 2 options. You can take the 2,500 Rand that DuePoint pays you every month and go buy something. There's lots of things to buy out there, eh? Especially online. Even on Facebook now, they're selling things in that marketplace. You can sit there for an hour going through everything in the classifieds. Or you can say, no, I'm not going to spend the 2,500 Rand. I'm going to put it into my debt. I'm going to pay my house off faster, my car off faster. I'm going to get rid of all those higher purchases, my clothing accounts, my credit card, my debit or the overdraft that I've got. Get rid of your debt as quickly as possible, because that is the road to wealth. In this example, we show an example of someone with a 1 million Rand bonded property. Right? You went and found a nice house. You don't have 1 million Rand lying around. So obviously you go to the bank, you ask for a bond. They say, sure. Here's a bond, you're going to pay 11,500 Rand a month for 20 years to pay a 1 million Rand property off. After 20 years of paying 11,500 Rand a month, that property is finally yours. You get the deed papers couriered to you, and you become a homeowner for the first time. But just 6 months into DuePoint, you're earning 2,500 Rand. And instead of spending it, you put it into your bond. You will pay a 1 million Rand house off, not in 20 years. That 2,500 Rand extra will let you pay the house off in 11.5 years. That's nearly half the time. It saves you 900,000 Rand in interest. We're 6 months in. 12 months in, you're at nearly 10,000 Rand a month. 24 months in, you're at nearly 28,000 Rand a month. 3 years in, nearly 50,000 Rand a month. 4 years in, you're nearly 70,000 Rand a month. And after 5 years, your 5-year journey, you're close to 85,000 Rand a month. Who thinks they're wealthy by 60 months' time? Is 85,000 Rand a month going to make you wealthy? You nervous to answer? It depends. It depends. I can show you people here in Sandton, in Bryanston, earning R250,000 Rand a month. Are they wealthy? You think they are because they've got a nice house. They've got 2 nice cars. The kids are both going to private school. They've got nice shoes on. Even the dog is good looking at that house. So it's very easy to look at someone like that and go, they're wealthy. But what happens in South Africa? Currently, what happens? People lose their jobs very quickly, right? Retrenchment. All these things happen. That person that's earning 250,000 Rand a month, if their income ends, can they pay the bond? Can they keep paying the leases on the cars? Can they keep paying every month for the kids' private education? No. They go from hero to zero in 1 month. They are not wealthy. They're pretending to be wealthy. But if you take the 85,000 Rand a month and you get rid of all your debt, all that money, you haven't increased what your lifestyle looks like in the 5-year journey. What you've done is you've taken all that money and you've just applied it into the house, into the cars. And in 5 years' time, you've paid the house off, you paid the cars off, and you pay your kids' education 1 year up front. Now what happens? Are you closer to wealth now? Because if something happens to you, DuePoint's going to carry on paying you the 85,000 Rand a month. It doesn't end. Salaries end. Assets don't end. They don't disappear. Right? You can pass, if you even die, you can pass that wealth on to the next generation, onto your children, onto your spouse. This is the power of DuePoint. Right? More importantly, we've got actual people doing this business, which we like to introduce to everybody. So here's a saying, she's brand new. She's 60 days in the business. She's producing already over 3,000 Rand a month. She didn't wait for 7 months, 8 months to get to 3,000 Rand a month. She did it in 2 months. Why? Because she said, I don't want to connect 2 people a month. I can connect 10 people a month. I can get to 3,000 Rand a month in 60 days. We've got George and Bridget Botha. They're from PE. They've been in the business 2.5 years. They've connected, you can see there, 15 people. They've got 15 people on their first point. They're earning over 6,000 Rand a month. Everybody is different in our business. We've got hundreds of testimonies. Go onto our YouTube channel. Go look at the testimonies. Everybody is different. Some are sitting at 50,000 a month. Some are sitting at 1,000 Rand a month. It's all over different time periods. People have got different aspirations. They've got different commitment to the business, different priorities. But what you have to realize, sitting here watching this presentation, is that you have the freedom to choose yourself. You get to choose what you're thinking about in the mornings, what you're going to prioritize in your day, and how much time you're going to commit to the important things in your life. You always have the freedom to make that choice. And so I know, standing from here, that a lot of people won't do anything. They will join the business and they just won't do anything. But I know that everybody has the capability of doing this business. And more importantly, I know that there are people amongst us here that are going to become wealthy in our business. That I know for sure. I just don't know who it's going to be. But you must understand that you have the liberty to decide for yourself. No one makes that decision for you. On top of the returns program, we've got a rewards program. The rewards program rewards you when your channel gets to certain sizes. We call them ranks, right? And so with every rank, you get a cash reward or you get something from DuePoint. So one of the first things that we give our wealth engineers is at rank 5. It's a business toolkit, just so that you make a great first impression when you're doing business. You can get this stuff on day 1. You don't have to wait for rank 5. But at rank 5, we give you another set. I'm hoping that when you join DuePoint, you will order business cards. Because for me, that's the most important, one of the most important business tools. If I sit down with somebody and I'm about to tell them about a business I want them to look at, I must be professional. I must have business cards, right? At rank 7, we get very expensive, luxurious business cards manufactured for you. These cost us 17,000 Rand for one set. One set. You get 1,000 cards that are gilded in gold. Why? Again, it's about being successful when you go connect other people to this business. That is your lifeblood in your business. Patrick was saying the other day, when he doesn't see people, he sees 55 Rand notes walking around in the streets. That's how you must see people, right? And if you give one of those 55 Rand notes a 17,000 Rand business card, and you say, I want you just to come spend 30 minutes with me, come look at this business. They will look at that business card and go, wow. Okay, let me listen to this guy when he talks about DuePoint. At rank 9, we take that a great step further, because at rank 9, we take you and your family. So I want you to imagine the day when you're able to go home and tell your family that you're taking them to a rank 9 conference with DuePoint. We take you and your family, we pick them up from your house. Big black car comes and picks you up from your house, takes you to the airport, into the business class lounge. We fly you to a 5-star luxury resort, business class, for 7 days, and it's an all expenses paid trip. You don't spend a cent. When that car picks you up, you forget your wallet at home. And you get to spend 7 days literally holidaying like a millionaire. Because this trip will cost you 20,000 Rand a night. I've asked. I said to them, I want to extend our stay. And they said, okay, here's a quote to extend your stay. I was like, okay, I'm not going to extend my stay. Who can afford 20,000 Rand a night for a resort? I can't, right? But you get to experience this for a week with your family, not once, every single year for the rest of your life. So take a look. We've documented this trip. I want you to see where we go, what we get up to. Both these resorts were in Mauritius. They are both the most exclusive 5-star resorts in Mauritius. And I think the children have more fun than the adults. How does that look? Would you like to join us? It's available for all of you, for everybody. No one's going to tell you can't come to rank 9. The person that looks back at you in the mirror, that's the only person that can stop you to get to rank 9. Honestly. By rank 9, you've got 1,000 products in your qualified channel. You're earning 20,000 Rand a month at this stage. The record is 5 months. See this gentleman here with the Elvis Presley gold sunglasses on? It took him 5 months to get to 20,000 Rand a month, to rank 9. You can do it. You can do it in less than 5 months. It just depends. Where do you prioritize DuePoint? Is it near the top? How much time do you commit to this business? But that's the beautiful thing, because the more time you commit, the more money you'll make. That's not true in life. If you go to your boss and say, listen, next month I'm going to work extra hard, but I expect you to pay me 50% more next month. Your boss will say, what you smoking? Go do your job. I'll pay you your salary if you're lucky. Right? That doesn't happen in life typically. 2 ranks later, at rank 11, we buy a brand new car for you. We spend 250,000 Rand. We pay for that car cash, and we put it in your name. There's no T's and C's. You can leave DuePoint the day afterwards. The car's yours. There's no DuePoint stickers on the car. It's your car. You've earned it. You get to park a car in the garage that has no finance on it. There's no installment. It's a great car to drive around. A brand new car that has no installment at the end of the month. We are only at rank 11. This is your first 2 years at DuePoint. What can you do in 5 years? What can you do in 10 years? The program goes up to rank 28. There's much bigger holidays and better holidays waiting for you. There's bigger cars waiting for you. There are bigger cash checks waiting for you in this program. But it requires commitment. Not 3 months, not 1 year. I want people to look at this business and go, this is going to be my journey to wealth. It's going to be with this business. Why? Because I'm not risking anything. And I'm building an asset that I have ownership over. And is this a credible business? Can I trust this company? We're going to answer that towards the end of the presentation. Our business is built on the backbone of the products that we've innovated for South Africans. You go speak to anybody, anyone who has gained any wealth. I promise you they've got products, investments, insurance products in place to protect those assets, to protect their wealth, to protect the value that they've built up over a lifetime. Perhaps not for your sake, perhaps for the sake of your children, for the spouse that you leave behind one day, right? And so the products are very important. So take a look at the products. We've got 4. They are straightforward. They're the same price for everybody. Access Wealth, 324 Rand a month. It's an investment and an insurance product rolled into one. The investment aspect is 100 Rand that gets invested into a tax-free investment fund. You can up that to 2,500 Rand a month if you want, right? Take full advantage of tax-free legislation. There are not many things that are tax-free in our country. This is one of the few things, right? So it starts at 100 Rand a month. You get 120,000 Rands worth of personal accident death cover, right? So that's the insurance portion. And then Wealth Guard is only 249 Rand a month, but this is 1 million Rands worth of personal accident death cover. There's no investment portion here. It's strictly just insurance, but 1 million Rands worth of that cover. And the prices stay the same for everybody. You can come to me and say, but I'm 70 years old and I've got a heart problem. Same price for you. Same price as the 18-year-old that's healthy. We've made this business the same for everybody. We've leveled the playing field with this business. And then we've got Family Wealth. Family Wealth starts at $299. This is probably the best funeral cover product in the country at the moment. So you want to take this product before we realize that it's too cheap and we up the price. 299 Rand a month gives you 20,000 Rands worth of funeral cover. It covers up to 5 additional family members. You as the principal member also get 10,000 Rands worth of debt protection. So we will pay any debt that you have upon your death up to 10,000 Rand. You can increase your cover to 30,000 Rand as well as up to 10 family members. And again, there are no pre-existing conditions that are excluded from this product. So it doesn't matter what your health status is. You can take this product out. You do, however, have to get in on Family Wealth before the age of 70. But once you're in, it becomes whole of life. We will cover you until you get to 120 years old with this product, right? As long as you get in before the age of 70. And then finally, we've got Wealth Points. Wealth Points aims to lower your monthly expenditure. Think of all the money that you spend every single month, habitually, all those things, groceries, airtime, data, all that money. What we've done with this product is we've partnered with all those businesses you see listed there. Cell-C, ShopRite Checkers, Always On, Take a Lot, Entertainer, Eagle Ford, Jaguar Land Rover. We've got a whole bunch of partners. We've negotiated discounts with them and services which we pass on to our Wealth Points members. And so if you engage in those partners, you can make Wealth Points very beneficial for you. You can save money every single month. And if you can do that, you can get to debt-free status sooner. You can get to wealth sooner. So that's Wealth Points. Same price for everybody. Those are 4 products. They are straightforward products. We've designed them to be simple and straightforward. If you're looking for more information, go to our website. It's on our website, every page, and there's an in-depth video review on each product. The Achiever Quest, this allows wealth engineers to start earning money in their first month. This is huge. This is huge because we remember that 5-year projection, you only got to 5,000 Rand at about month 8 or 9. Here you can do it in a single month. In your first month, you could be earning nearly 6,000 Rand. Right? How do you do it? You've got to connect 10 people in your first month or any month. 10 people who all pay successfully in the same month, we give you an extra 5,000 Rand on top of your return. Take that a step further, do 20 in a month, we'll give you 10,000 Rand. Do 30 in a month, we'll give you an extra 15,000 Rand. Your first month at DuePoint, you could earn 16,500 Rand because it's your return plus the Achiever Quest and plus whatever rewards you earn, right? You'll get to about rank 2 in your first month. So there's checks waiting for you there too. There's massive benefit. Massive benefit. Long-term benefit, we've got the 365 challenge. This is 1 year of commitment. Your first year commitment at DuePoint, if you can connect 365 people onto your first point in the first year, which is huge, right? That's connecting on average 1 person a day. If you can make that sort of commitment, there's 1.5 million Rand waiting for you. Think about that for a second. That should blow your mind. Like, I don't understand it. I don't know where people see any other opportunity like this in the country. If you said to me as a young person, if I was 18 years old and my dad said to me, you've got to go to university, I can understand why he wants me to go to university. But my prospects of spending 5 years at university, spending 20, 30, 40, 50,000 Rand a year, my prospects of getting a job is 50-50 when I get out of varsity. That's what graduate prospects are at the moment. Think about studying for 5 years and you can't find a job. Now I say to you, a business like this that says to you, you commit enough time to this business where you can find someone every day to sign in and join this business under you, we'll give you 1.5 million Rand. And it doesn't stop there. The value keeps going. Because when you build a channel with 365 people on your first point, you will be at rank 13, 14. You are earning 50,000 Rand a month, every month, going forward. So in your first year, it's only 1.5 million. In your second year, it's another million. And it keeps building. You can carry on growing. If you hit the Achiever Quest, there's another 180,000 Rand a year in it. You will have everything. You will be ranked 13, 14. So you will have the car, you'll have the holiday, you'll have the business pack, you'll have the business cards. You'll have all the cash checks. You're earning the money. You might even have the Mediterranean cruise every single year. Anyone been to Nice, French Riviera, Italian Riviera, Croatia, the Greek Isles? It's probably the most beautiful place on the planet. Seriously, I've been there twice. It's one of the most amazing places. You go to Nice, you will understand why the billionaires have got their yachts parked in the French Riviera. You can go there every single year by the time you rank 14. This challenge will change your life. It's 12 months of commitment. You only have to speak to 5, 10 people a day. If you can make that commitment, you could statistically get 1 person to join. A reminder, Bloemfontein Encounter. So this can allow you to sign up a whole bunch of people in 1 day in Bloemfontein. So if you know anyone in the Free State, for me, I would make a list as long as possible. Maybe I only know, let's say I only know, I've got some family in Bloemfontein. I was born in the Free State. Maybe I phone my dad. My dad knows lots of people in the Free State. My uncle's still living there. He's at university. He's a lecturer at the university there. So maybe I phone him and I just get names. So give me names. By the end of it, I might only know 3 people in the Free State. But once I've spoken to those 3 people, I've got a list of 30 names. And out those 30 names, I can get more names from those people. If I can make a list of 100 people in the Free State, phone them all, send them a WhatsApp, whatever it is. Maybe 50 of them come back to me and say, okay, it sounds interesting. I'll go to the business seminar, to the encounter. Right? Only half of them will arrive. So 50 say they're going. I know only 20 or 25 are going to pitch up. But on that day, I promise you, Brendan will get 80% of those people to sign up. Because once they see this business, 80% of the people sign up. You can be earning money out Bloemfontein like that. You can grow your first point by 10 people, 15 people like that. Make a list of people in the Free State, invite them. It's for free, nothing. You go online, events, you just register people. Right? It's that simple. So please do that. What is the decision we need to make? I told you this was an invitation. So I'm inviting you. I want to know now what you think. Don't worry, I'm not going to ask you personally and go through each one of you. Let's start with you. See, not even, yeah. My question, the answer that I'm always looking for, is how intentional are you about this? So you might be sitting there going, this business is great. There must be a catch, right? What's that saying? If things sound too good to be true, they often are. But everything that we tell you is truthful here at DuePoint, because we've already got a 3-year track record. We've got a business that's 70-year track record. Right? We are audited publicly as a business. We're regulated. And so you can trust this business. And so I want to understand what commitment you can make to the business. It's not about what you want. Everybody wants. We all want. Everyone wants to be wealthy. Everyone wants to be a millionaire. Those aren't questions we have to answer. The question we have to answer is, how intentional are we about changing our lives? I've been studying this week. I've got a big Rank 9 meeting with the heavies, our Rank 9 heavies later this month. And I've been trying to figure out what we're going to be discussing at that Rank 9 meeting. And it's going to be a topic on changing one's life, because we all get into routines, right? I'm in a routine. I met with my marriage counselor this morning. I was talking about I'm getting very frustrated with the routine I'm in. It's starting to become an excuse for where I am in life, right? So we had little children. I blame the little children for everything. I don't have any time to myself anymore. It's the kids now, and it's school, and it's finances, and we've got all these stresses and things, and we've got this routine that we follow every single day. I bet you all got the same routine. You know tomorrow what your routine is, what time you got to get up, where you got to go, the transport you catch, the traffic you can expect, what you got to do at work, and then when you get back home, there's a whole routine waiting for you, and we go through this routine in and out, in and out, in and out. But you're here. This is not part of your routine, so this is a good sign. Now we have to take it a step further. How do we change our routines if we want change in our lives? You have to make an intentional decision about what little thing you're going to change tomorrow. And if you're interested in doing this business, that little thing I want you to do is just to tell someone about DuePoint. You can start at one person if you want. Unless you're like Ntasing, who wants to tell 10 people tomorrow. That's up to you. But if you just want to change, a little bit of change, you've got to sneak it in there, because life doesn't like change. Life feels safe with the routine that we're in. And so we've got to trick life into letting us make these little changes so that we can experience a change in our lives. So for me, it's what are you doing tomorrow? How are you going to fit DuePoint into your life tomorrow? And you can go forward with absolutely no skepticism in you. When you go speak to someone, I want them to see the happiness on your face, the excitement, the passion, and the belief that you have in this business. Right? Smile back at me now. Don't look grumpy. Give me a smile. I want to see smiles. Yes, life's not that bad. DuePoint, we operate in a bubble of hope here at DuePoint. Who's going to make 2019 prosperous? Who's going to make money this year? Make money this year. Who's going to make money this year? Who's going to be on Facebook at the end of the year telling all their friends, why are you all sour about 2019? 2019 was great. They're going to say, what are you talking about? You say, come. 30 minutes with me, I'll show you how to make 2020 great. That's what we're doing. We're sharing the good news. We're sharing opportunity with people, right? That's what we invite you to do. So go do some snooping around on our business, because I want you to know our business back to front. Why? So that you know it's a business you can trust, a business you can believe in, right? I told you already, we're a public company. We're listed on the Joburg Stock Exchange. So know that we are audited every year as a public company. We are regulated by the FSCA. We're with the DMA, the DSA. We've got all of that credibility stuff. We've got a 70-year track record. You can run down that whole line. That's 70 years of people complaining on Hello Peter. You can go look at all those complaints and see, are these people legitimate? Or is this a long-term relationship that I can commit to? when I can go to bed at night and sleep easy, knowing that tomorrow I can build my channel without the worry of being involved in something where it's going to be taken away from me like that. So that is my hope for everybody, that you build prosperity this year. So good luck. If you have any questions, speak to the person that's hosting you. Otherwise, I hope to see more of these faces, maybe even on the beach with me. I wear my Speedo. You get to see me in my Speedo on the beach in Mauritius. Good luck.